What's up, everybody? We are going to learn something cool, something special. We're getting into vocals, spiritual vocals, maybe ethnic vocals. I really want to learn how to get these spiritual vibes like lsdream. I've learned a different couple techniques and a cool way to resample. So I want to show you guys some awesome new sounds here. We want to kind of get a female vocal similar to this. And we're going to learn how to make music with it. So if you go to YouTube, you can actually search for ethnic vocal. We have a lot of different performances, lots of different loops. The main goal here is to find a vocal that really doesn't have background music. If it does have background music, you can use an AI to extract it. But I found this one here, Ambient Mermaids Acapella specifically. And this is really good. You can even type in acapella. And we get this vocal here. So this is perfect. Now we need to know two things. We need to know the key of it, and we need to know the speed of it, the BPM, so that we can start working with it and making music with the vocal. So I will analyze the BPM. I'll go to Tap BPM, this All8 website, listen to it, and kind of try to get a flow with her acapella to see if I can get anywhere close to her BPM. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. We get about 75 BPM. So we're going to go ahead and try that. You can download this and put it into Ableton, and then we'll start warping. You need to make sure that you're warping in complex. So once it's put in Ableton, you're going to hit warp, change it to complex like this. We will use another tool as well called Melodyne, so we can actually see what notes she's singing. We'll be going into that soon. And we'll use the key finder as well to kind of just analyze and see what it says. So I'm going to drag this vocal into the key finder. I'll analyze this. This is free, by the way, in the Mac App Store, the key finder, showing A flat minor. And then we're going to turn on Melodyne and open Melodyne. I'm going to actually load up a new fresh set so you guys can see it from scratch. And Melodyne's going to analyze the vocals and kind of tell us what notes she's singing. And we'll see how close she is to hitting perfect notes or how she's actually singing. I'm going to hit transfer on Melodyne, click on the vocal and hit play. We're going to let the vocal finish probably to like 17. My goal is to get a 16-bar loop. So I'm kind of setting everything up for that. That's how long we recorded right here. Melodyne's now going to tell us the exact notes that she's hitting. So like see these down here around G sharp, see these at C sharp. To the left here, it's going to show us the notes that we can use. The highlighted notes are the ones in the scale, and the ones that are gray are not in the scale. Our scale is up here, G sharp minor. Melodyne also guessed the scale based on the notes that are presented here. So I automatically put it in G sharp minor, and that's what we're showing here. Now, key finder said A flat, and I want to show you that if you look at this picture of the piano, G sharp is also A flat. So this black key here shares two different names, A flat and G sharp. So key finder and Melodyne are both saying G sharp minor, which is really good news. If they weren't, then it may be a different scale and you want to do some more investigating to see exactly what scale or key it's in. Based on this scale, this is how we're going to write. So if she's singing in G sharp minor, we can make a song in G sharp minor, make a wubby dubstep song in G sharp minor. Or of course we can transpose the vocal and pitch it down to play a different scale. So like pitching down 1 would go to G minor and then go down again, F sharp, down again, F, and so forth. So you could change the scale if you need to as well. We're going to keep it here in G sharp minor though. Melodyne's awesome. You can hit Command A and select all your notes, and you can click on this pitch button here. It's going to allow us to change all of the pitches at the same time. If you hit snap to chord scale, it will change any of these notes that are not in the scale. So you'll see they shift slightly. So that's good to have on. And then also the pitch center. So if we move this, you'll see the notes start to shift and they're now going more towards the center of the note. We can go ahead and zoom in here so you can see this note right here is like in the middle of these two, but it really should be up at this D sharp. That's what Melodyne allows us to do. It shifts back up, getting it in line. This is really helpful. And this is how we can clean up these vocals even further if needed. Sometimes we can keep these wrong notes or can keep the slightly differences. It all depends on what you're feeling, what sounds good, but I do recommend getting things as tuned as best as possible. So G sharp minor, all of our notes. This is good. The vocal here is being warped. I'm going to copy it and paste it right here. When you put it in, it's not going to be warped. It's going to kind of look like this. So we're going to put it on a downbeat, like 97, for example, this number. Solo it and turn the metronome on. I typed in 75 here and it will switch the BPM. It's at 140. So technically was like 70 and then it double timed. If you divide this by 2, it'll go back to 70. So we kind of just want to get these vocals on time with the metronome. I'm also going to highlight 16 bars. While I'm highlighting, I'm looking at the bottom left. See the bottom left, it says length 16 at the bottom of Ableton. That is what we're going to be paying attention to. I'm going to make a Command E split. I'm kind of going to analyze. So if you see in the back of Ableton's dark gray, light gray, dark gray, but I want each of these vocals to kind of have their own section. And right now it's looking like they see how this one ends right at 109. This starts right at 105. So the timing of this looks real nice. Sounds good with the metronome. Some songs might be different, maybe a lot harder to warp this. You're just going to use this BPM here. You can turn it down and turn it up, and you can kind of stretch it to the right spot that you need to. You see up in the arrangement, it's moving as I pull it up and down. You can do it that way, or you can hold shift and grab the top right and time stretch it while it's warped as well. Lots of different ways we can warp things, but the whole goal is to just get it on time. Right now, this vocal is going to be the one we're using here. This vocal has been fixed. So after you add Melodyne, we kind of have to print the audio. So we kind of fixed the vocals already. We would freeze and flatten. And after we cut it, we'll have our new sample. So Melodyne's on it right now. We're going to freeze and flatten. It's going to make a new audio track. And this will be like the fixed version of the audio. We want this with Melodyne turned on, it'll kind of cause some issues. So we don't want Melodyne to be turned on. We just want to fix it with Melodyne, print the new version, and then boom, we have this right here. We can call it fixed. We're going to put this down here. We're going to actually move this. So now we can start adding our own sounds. I have all these other sounds here, which I can delete, not really using them. So these are vocals playing, so we can easily add a Serum and start making a bass line quickly just with like a Reese bass. Get 2 saw waves, turn on oscillator B, make them wide. I'll do like 12 over here and 7 over here. Detune this one a little up, detune this one a little down, and then turn on the filter. I can move this cutoff as I play it. I'm going to play octave 0. Turn on B. I'm going to also turn on compression, just make it a little louder. That's good. I'm going to add a Swiss Army meter just to measure how loud this is right now. It sounds very quiet. And we'll start turning it up from here. This is what I consider Reese bass. Very gentle. And then we're just going to add some compression. We can add simple glue compression and start turning this up. I want this line up here to move just a little bit like that. Turn up the makeup. We're in the single digits here, which is kind of where I want to be. The filter, I'm going to open all the way up and use an EQ8 instead to act as the filter. I'll change it to the high cut right here and then move it to 100. Now I can move this. going to have more control over it. Now I'm going to make a MIDI clip, only 8 bars in length. So half of this, Command-Shift-M, put it in G sharp minor, because that's what we're writing in right now. And then I'll start with home, write a long note. Needs to be an octave 0, so I hold Shift, go down to 0. It's really loud, so I'm going to turn it down. And then I want to EQ these vocals so that the lows are cut. Cutting all these lows, like 130. I can even turn these down a little if I need to. Just to allow this respace to come in. Now, as I write, I want to start home, which is G, take a journey, and then end back home. So I'm going to try to find a pattern that I like that makes sense. The third, which is this third highlighted note, that's going to be a good one to use, but even better is going to be the fifth right here. Remember, G sharp is 1, second highlighted note is 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is the fifth interval. I'm going to make it go to 4, actually. Maybe go back up to 5. Yeah, I like that sound. And then I'll cut this in half again. And I'm going to walk down from 3, 2, and then at the end of the loop, it'll go back home, which is 1. And then we would just duplicate this thing up here. That sounds really cool, actually. So we're filling the frequency spectrum, lows, mids, highs, done. Now we need some rhythm. So like drums, percussion elements, shakers, hats, a whole drum loop. And then we also maybe can add an extra melody, like a supporting synth or a bell or anything like that. So I'll show you how easy it is. Usually I load up an Omnisphere right away. You guys may not have Omnisphere, so maybe you could type in bell and look at your instruments over here. We have lots of different Ableton bells. I can kind of pick one of these at random and then show you an Omnisphere here soon. So I'll play a high frequency and then I'll add a reverb. I'll also add a glue compressor to make it loud. I want that line to move a little bit, like I said, then turn up the makeup. Reverb, gonna go a little bit higher on the tail, which is the decay. Longer tail, turn down the dry and wet. And then add a delay, which will give it that like echo-y feeling. Maybe longer. Yeah, we'll try that for now. Also EQ, just finish it off, cut all the lows, maybe turn up the highs a little. Once again, 8 bars. Either 4 or 8 bars is what I recommend when writing, but we're doing 8 right now, and we're going to start G sharp, which is either the first. So we're either going to start with the first or the fifth. So G sharp or this D sharp. We're kind of just going to write notes at random in different locations, different rhythms, and just test. The delay's kind of making it a little bit more difficult, so I'm going to turn that off for now and then write without it. We'll start home, or we can start on the fifth. So that's like one melody that can work, right? You can even repeat that over and over again, make like a little art. Maybe start changing this one. Go down. And kind of tell a story just with this top note. that's pretty cool. So something like that, fast ARP, but let's also make something that is like long and slow. So I'll get Omnisphere. We can load up like a polysynth, polyphonic, synth poly. Just pick something randomly. Sure, that sounds clean. I'll turn it up with the glue. Cool, and this is something we can kind of hold out and extend. I'm gonna put the root note now. Almost like a horn. You can start telling more stories. Gotta keep it simple. So like not a lot of notes here, spreading them out. I'm gonna turn that down, add a delay. Maybe this one will have the delay. Yeah. This ARP thing, a little bit too loud. We're going to turn it down, and we're going to add some movement and flow. So just add an auto filter or an EQ8. I'm actually going to use an EQ8 instead because it's a little bit cleaner. We'll do a high cut again at 100, and then automate this, which is the frequency knob right here. Make a dot at the beginning, a dot at the end, turn the dot up, and it'll slowly open up over time. Let's check that out. Can barely hear it right now, so we're going to move this dot. Yeah, like that. So it starts closed, slowly opens up. Let's go. Maybe on this second half, I'm going to shift them all down an octave to go a little lower. Yeah, we'll do that. Turning these down. We're going to add some drums. So like, I actually want to make a video about drums and rhythms and flows and grooves because I think it'll be helpful. So next video, we'll go over just how to make drums, how to layer drums, how to make grooves and beats. I'll kind of show you a fast one right now, but in the future video, we'll go over all different kinds. Many of these kicks will work. I'm kind of just skipping a lot of them, but we'll just pick this one, for example. I'm going to drag it into my sampler. I'm doing this because the sidechain is going to be automatically linked to this MIDI clip. I'm going to do 4 bars and we'll do a kick like this. I'm going to show you how to do the kick, the clap, and the hi-hats. C3 is where we start if we're doing the MIDI sampler. So always C3. Writing the kick by itself will be very difficult. So you want to have your snare involved or the clap. The clap is going to be the rhythmic foundation. Yeah, we want small, tight. I'll layer that with something. Kind of just randomly picking, looking for not too loud, not too crazy, more minimal. And I'm going to duplicate these. And this will help us write the flow. Very important we have the snare in here. I'll loop it, Command L. Now I can write my kick. I can copy this kick and start pasting it or duplicate the kick. That's how I'm going to really do this. So I've already copied it. I'll click in Command V to paste. And I'm kind of imagining the kicks as I'm listening. So I hear another one. The only way you'll know or be able to imagine this is by making beats, making a lot of grooves. The next video, I'll show you different ways to practice so that you can start to get the ear for this. That was a little too fast. Put it on the 2.2. This is going to be the most basic drum pattern we'll make, and then I'll show you how to make it a little bit better. So this is the minimum amount of kicks we need. There's 5 here. They're dancing around the snare. So listen to the snare as you listen to the kick. Technically, we can add more kicks. So like maybe a double right here. Spread out. And you can add even more kicks. So you can really get experimental with this. Less is more usually because we're kind of trying to leave space for the other instruments or the vocalist. The kick doesn't always have to be so there. Closed hats are very, very important. These are going to be the tight, fast. You know what I'm saying? I like to use packs from actual like trap producers like Southside, Metro Boomin. There's so many of these hats, but these are kind of ready for hip hop. I'm going to put them in my highs group and run it. So the most common speed is 1/8. So I changed it to 1/8. I hit Command 2 and Command 1, change my grid. So I'm leaving it here on 1/8, and then I'm going to highlight and duplicate these on that speed. Let's say I don't like this sample. I can double click it, highlight this name right here, right click manage sample file, press on this refresh icon, and it'll change it to hot swap mode up here. This will allow us to kind of audition and change these samples. So if I click once, I can listen. If I double click, it will replace it. So I'm just testing out like this one, double click, replace. Now it's this one out. Say I don't like that one. Maybe go to Uzi. And kind of just figure out what goes with my song, because that's going to be important. We want to make sure it fits with everything around it. That's fine. I'll turn it up a little bit. And now I want to show you some more tricks. Since it's 1/8, you can easily now make rolls. Right before any snares or this clap, right before that rhythmic, we're going to make a roll. So I'll change it to allow 4 of these to be placed in here. And listen to how the roll transitions to the clap now. Then maybe we can double this one. So like, while the kick is going all crazy, I want another roll to come in here. Maybe we can do a faster roll. This is twice as fast as the other roll. Listen to that. If you want more bounce, start deleting hats and have them bounce. Delete some hats here. Leave more space. And then lastly, Command 3 will get us into triplets, and we can add some triplets right here at the end, some gangster triplets. A little bit more space is opened up, so we can actually get an open hat this time, something with a tail. And this will allow us to get even more bounce. Usually these hats will go on the 0.2s and the 0.4s. See up here, 0.2, 0.4. I want this tail to last longer. Maybe we'll try that one. Turn it down a lot. And duplicate this. It's in triplets right now, so I'm going to get out of that. The hat itself, we're going to replace too. So every other one of this little hat, we'll pan it to the right. So these are intro vibes, but it'll be a huge part of your song. Last thing I want to show you guys is how to make some wub basses. with this. So this could be your foundation. We'll turn off the Reese bass for now because that's like intro or breakdown Reese bass. And we can load up a pack, you know, just some wubs. I'm gonna load up this company OTT just to get things a little loud right off the bat. Change these settings if you need to. And then we're going to load up probably, you know, UK grime dubstep from the Avant Serum 2-pack. We'll just test around and see what's cool. We're also going to make sure that we make a new clip and start at G sharp. This is G sharp 3. Turn it down a lot. Now we want something not as harsh, more minimal. So we'll just look around and we may even change the preset if we need to. We have these macros available, lots of different options. The pitch of these may be off, so I'm going to load a pitch effect just so I could try all pitches while I'm doing this. I could easily change the octaves here. So I'll be doing that as I go. We are in the dubstep. I'm going back to my UK Grammy. Now we're getting closer to the actual type of sounds that we want. I'm going to put this down octave 0. Now we're going to make a flow, basically call. And then right when that clap hits, we're going to do a response. So I'm duplicating it, moving this MIDI clip to the 1.3. I'm now going to extend this. I'll hit legato, cut this. This will be wub 1. Sounds like this. And then we're going to get another wub that can go faster. We'll just listen around, see what's available. I'm going to look through these patches. When you're looking through these, make sure the clip is off. I actually like this. This might be our call. I'm going to try this instead. I think it'll be just fun if we make our own patch. So we'll do the Avant wub as our call. We'll call that call bass. We'll kind of make our own. So I can show you guys how simple it is to like make our own shapes. Once again, company OTT. I'm going to be getting Serum 2. We're really going to be messing with sine waves and a little bit of extra. So move this to sine, put this to PD from B, turn it up. Let's listen to this. Turn the level all the way down, this level all the way down, add the LFO to the first level. As I turn up the PD from B, here start to come through. We can add many things like sync. We can add distortion asym, make it a square. Many different options. We're also going to add oscillator C and do like a crazy shape. Maybe on the S2, digital, something random, maybe dying sine. What does that look like? Yeah, maybe this. And then turn on PD from C now. Bring it in C. Turn the level down though. Turn up C. We're going to turn on the filter and add more movement with this cutoff. Turn on B and C, add LFO to the cutoff. We're going to put it on triplet probably, curve these up a little bit, and then change the rate to like 1/8 T or 1/4 T. Then now we're going to move this to octave 0. We're going to move the wavetable positions and start listening in the song. This knob that I'm messing with sounds cool when I move it while it's playing. So that means I want to automate it. I'm going to turn on configure or open up configure, click it, and then click on the wavetable position so I can automate it. And also this rate, because we'll be automating that later. Now I can easily get this arrow on the wavetable position and kind of move it. And kind of add some movement as it's going. The speed is important too. So remember, we're on 1/4 T right now. You can move it up and down. Maybe do 1/16 over here. I'll put it above this dot. Maybe slow it down over here. This is how we can make music with just anything as inspiration. It's really important that you get inspired by random things on YouTube, random things on TikTok, sounds outside, different instruments in different countries, anything. It's very spiritual. It's very awesome to experiment. So remember, all the tools that we have will help us create any music that we want, access the infinite, and have fun. Don't forget, you can support me by subscribing to my Patreon, and you can get presets, racks, and projects and everything you need to make production easier. Plus, I do 1v1 lessons, so if you need help directly, just hit me up. We could do lessons. I do them every day, and we can get you grinding as fast as possible and get you to where you need to be. Thank you for the support always. I will see you guys soon, and don't forget the next video. We're going over some drums, so be ready. Peace.